been so long.
It's a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks, maybe.
I mean, new models have shipped, new, like,
Yeah,
the world has changed again, and we haven't even talked.
I know. Keeps changing over and over. Can't keep up.
I'm so tired,
I
but it's
am.
fun too.
I am actually tired,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I was in San Francisco, I think,
Again,
again. You were in Vegas?
Vegas.
Fun.
Vegas. Yep.
Nice.
Personal trip.
Nice.
No work.
Good. Relaxing.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Vegas, but family had a good time.
Hmm.
We
Did you go
went.
see the Blue Man Group or something?
Did not. Um I saw BTS.
Oh, I've heard
Not
of them, but
my
I don't know anything
not my
about
cup
them.
of tea, but yeah, no, it was for my wife's birthday. My wife and daughter are big fans, so we went to a BTS concert, and then we
Nice.
went to Tournament of Nights or whatever it is, the Excalibur. Like you sit there and eat with your hands while
From the
horses
cable
or
guy?
people are fighting. Yes,
Medieval
yes,
times?
medieval times. Yes,
I've
it was
never
crazy.
been, but I've seen the
It,
cable guy.
it's definitely worth it. My daughter she was just screaming the whole time. She had a great time.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It was something that Debbie's wanted to do forever, and we just never have done it. And I was like, all right, we'll do it this time. It's crazy. I That place was packed, and I bet it's packed every show they do.
Wow. That's amazing.
But yeah,
Yeah. I was in SF for work. We had MCP night. That was what we did. It was very good.
you
Um,
danced to the robot, I think.
I did. There was a robot there. We didn't invite it. I don't know where it came from, but it just showed up, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool seeing that.
Did you see the
Um,
video of the same looking robot kick the Chinese kid?
yes, I did.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was the
It didn't
same
look like
robot.
anybody cared either. His friend was just like grabbing him and pulling him out. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't have been standing there. Anyway,
Amazing. Yeah, we introduced this thing called Agent Mode, or Agent.md, which is pretty cool. Um, it's like an MD file that describes how an agent could sign up for an account
oh, okay,
or register. Yeah, pretty cool.
yeah,
Um, and I give a talk on Case, which is that agent harness.
yep.
That was pretty fun. I completely rewrote Case to not be terrible right before, and it worked really well.
Is it still pretty? I know when you originally had cases, it's like this is really geared towards work OS. Like you had a good idea, but it wasn't like there's an abstraction where it's like somebody else could take it.
Yeah, it was even to the point where you couldn't do it unless your like Mac OS username was Nick Nisi.
There you go. I mean, that's where you start, and then you abstract things out.
Yeah, yeah, it's much better now. It's not relevant, or it's not directly locked into like our specific projects or me
Yeah, yeah.
specifically me. So you can run it for anything, and I think there's still some good ideas in there
Cool.
to blatantly steal if you want to.
Yep.
Just in terms of like the guided like state machine of different agents that are all part of the cast that does the work for you. It's pretty cool. Still based on
Cool.
Pi. Pi's Pi's cool. Yeah, it's that was the thing.
Awesome. Sounds like you had a decent and busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think we wanted to go over a few news items and then maybe talk about another tool that you've been working on
Yeah.
called Fleet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, I do have, a handful of news items that I picked out that I thought were interesting over the last week. One of
Can
one of them, yeah, go ahead.
can I guess what the first one is?
You will not guess what the first one is, I promise you.
I'm shocked if it's not correct. Uh,
You go ahead. You tell me what your guess is, and I'll tell you
okay.
if it's on the
You tell me
list.
if it's even on the list. Yeah.
I'll tell you if it's on the list.
Opus 4.8.
Yeah, it's on the list. That's on the list,
Okay.
but actually, well, Yeah, yeah. I guess it is. It's on the list, but I
Mm-hmm.
had a more specific. I
Workflows,
specifically just
dynamic
talk about
workflows.
dynamic workflows.
Oh,
Correct.
it's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you used them yet?
So I have not.
Okay. I don't
So
know. I don't know if I'm skipping ahead.
you are skipping
Okay.
ahead, Nick.
Sorry.
No, but we can start
You
there.
guide
No,
me. You
no.
guide me.
We should start there because this is a positive thing. I was going to start with one of my more cynical views, and we shouldn't do that. We'll essentially put it in the middle, and
There we
we'll leave
go.
it there. All right. So yeah.
Positivity
So
sandwich.
there you go. So yeah. So 4.8 came out. Um, I've been using it, but I don't know that I've used it enough to be like, oh, it's better or worse. I think it's probably fine. Hasn't done anything weird that I was just like, what are you doing?
I mean,
And yeah,
besides
but
spend money.
well, yeah, but I think didn't they specifically call out that it didn't cost more money? I thought it was the same price.
I mean, when I say money, I mean tokens.
Oh
Cost
yeah, yeah,
lots and lots of tokens.
yeah. Um, but 4.8 did introduce dynamic workflows, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're saying that this is an agent management system that can run tens to hundreds of parallel agents for longer.
Hundreds.
Yes, hundreds for longer. Um, it You can save progress with it as it goes, so you can kill it and it will have saved its progress as essentially code. So that was the gist I took from it. It's essentially writing out um, the stuff it does into a script
Mm-hmm.
to manage the all the different agents. So that's one of the big things that was different. Um, I think it specifically says progress is saved as the run goes. So a job that's interrupted picks up where it left off instead of starting over. Because the coordination happens outside the conversation, the plan stays on track no matter how big the task gets. So yeah, so it's not buried. The coordination of all of the agents, etc., is not buried inside of. I assume it's not buried all deep inside of your Claude settings or whatever. It's now managed outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have more info on that.
It like kicks off. If I understand, it kicks off like a script. Like it writes JavaScript or TypeScript or whatever to
Yes.
facilitate all of this. So, like the biggest problem and the reason case exists, for example, is because I was like trying to do it all as a Claude skill, and Claude
Yep.
would just forget things, forget
Yes.
steps and things because it starts hallucinating, and the context window grows too big, and so this like faces a similar issue, but it dynamically creates the fleet of agents that it's going to manage, and then runs them via script so that it's
Right.
outside of the model, so the model can't forget to do things.
And you can save that workflow. So
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
so that was one of the things that was interesting. Like, let's just say you go through. The one that they always bring up is like, oh, you're taking over this huge project and you want it to go. Like, you have a huge code base and you want it to go do this process that may be something that you do every 3 weeks or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you're doing a huge like, hey, let's go do a code audit and look for X, Y, and Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do that, and the gist I got is once that workflow was in place and it did it, you could say save this, and now it's a workflow that you could share with your project, and it's code that's obviously running it now. So that way, it's like, hey, slash, it's like a skill obviously now, but it's like, hey, this workflow, go run it, and it can be a much larger, long running process that won't lose track of itself, etc. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's super interesting because I think at least twice now on side projects I've that I'm working on, I have kind of done that thing where it's like, hey, I haven't really been digging into this code very deeply. I've let you go build several pretty large features while I'm using tool sets to obviously try and keep the code nice and clean. Whatever when we push to CI, I want you to go through and tell me, if you're duplicating something or if there's stuff we should clean up and refactor out. So I think that would be a kind of a cool thing to save as a workflow or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that I thought that was super interesting. One thing I did pull out of their blog post was I forgot exactly where this was in there, but there is a paragraph that says, "Note: Dynamic workflows can consume substantially more tokens than a typical Claude Code session, so we recommend starting on a scoped task to get a feel for your usage in your work." I bet it can burn through some tokens.
I have seen it personally. I've gone through about $300 of tokens in 20 minutes with it.
Yes, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's a little bit of a bump there, but as they note down here lower as well, like they use this as
Yeah,
part of the major PR that they did to rewrite Bun from Zig to Rust. If
yeah. That
you're
was
not,
I was going to call that out because that was a
yeah,
pretty good example of something.
yeah. If you're not, for the audience, if you don't remember, Bun was acquired by Anthropic, and so it makes sense that they would be at the forefront of using things like this. And given Zig's interesting take on AI usage, it makes sense, I guess, that they're rewriting to Rust, but also like a faster thing. But that's wild to me
Yeah,
that they were able to do that, and that they actually merged the PR. I have a PR, a similar thing where I'm rewriting from like straight TypeScript to Bun, and it's like much more fraught. And I've been using dynamic workflows with it,
oh really?
but yeah, it's funny from
Interesting.
one type of TypeScript to another.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Uh, I have played with it a bit. I'm actually reworking my ideation skill to be more aware of both this and goal. Have you used
yeah.
goal yet?
I haven't, other than the BS thing we did on where I told it to make me $1 million.
Oh
Didn't work
yeah, that's
out very
right.
well.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Ideation is going to be way more attuned to that and like suggest like, oh, this is a good tool or this is a good task for workflow. So we'll use that. And then, oh, this is a good one for goals. So we will set this whole contract up as a goal and let it run.
That's cool.
Um, yeah. And it also ships a like an autopilot thing that kind of does the goal thing as well. But it's I don't know. I like adopting these new features
Yeah,
of Claude. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I will continue playing with it, continue spending all the tokens on it, and we'll see see how much more productive it is. But it sure is cool when you like look at it and it's like I've spent 2 million tokens on this task so far.
yeah. I mean, it's super cool if you're not having to pay for it yourself.
Yes, it's a good clarification. I was actually talking to someone earlier this week, and I was like, you know, it'd be fun to build a skill that just loads up the context window with like 700,000 tokens, so that you're always talking to a very drunk Claude,
Yeah,
and
you're just
it,
like
yeah,
doesn't know what's going on.
yeah, and they're like, man, that is something that someone who is not thinking about their token budget would say, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Um. So on that note, talking about token stuff, I saw and maybe I read this wrong, and maybe I'm going to go ahead and bring the cynical part on, so then we can
Yes, this
wrap
is what I'm
or
here for.
yeah, okay.
Bathe me.
Um, I saw something about how Codex profiles now show your activity graph, right? So it's like oh, streaks, lifetime tokens,
Mm-hmm.
peak daily tokens,
Yeah.
and top features like plugins and fast mode. I'm not a fan of this. I feel like these metrics are vanity things that mean nothing and should mean nothing, and it's highlighting the wrong things. This is like showing how many lines of code you wrote or something, right? It just kind of drives me nuts. I would much prefer them to build in tools like you've kind of built with Claude with sessions, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, how about you show me the things I delivered and what I worked on, like right? Because one of the weekly review things that I have, which I need to refactor it so it uses sessions instead of me doing probably some of the same work is I want to be able to produce a report of here's the things I delivered to the business, right? I don't give a shit
Mm-hmm.
about how many tokens I used. That's you should care, but I'm not here to say I used 1 billion tokens, so you know that I'm doing a good job, right? Like, no, what benefit did you what did you create? What was the benefit of what you were using these tokens for? Not how many tokens you used. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my cynical take on Codex showing you status of how many tokens you've shown. But I don't know. It just seems dumb to me. Like it's the wrong thing to focus on.
I don't really disagree, honestly. There's been articles about like I think Amazon removed their AWS removed their leaderboard for token usage because of what is it? I think it's Goodhart's law. Is that right? Where if you can measure something, then people gamify the measure, and then it becomes not useful as a measurement.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. But I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, this has always been a challenge, right? I've as a person who's been in technology leadership roles,
Yes.
um, I always have to answer to people outside of technology, who have I have peers who are like in sales roles and they're like, I have charts that show how we're doing. How can you not have charts showing how you're doing? I'm like, yeah, I can build charts, but that's not the key thing here is the charts are not the key thing here. The key thing is what are the things we are actively delivering that move the business forward. Your charts directly, sales charts directly equate to that technology charts, or at least code. How is your engineering team doing? Are the, number of lines written, number of PRs pushed, etc. Those things, and there's a ton of obviously um, um, stuff around this, Dora metrics, etc. Where there are things you can measure, but
Mm-hmm.
most of them are not that big of a pusher of what is the company delivering. So sorry,
Mm-hmm.
got on my little soapbox. I'll stop.
No, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, it was Goodhart's law. When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure.
Yeah, perfect, because it's a thing that can be gamified, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's exactly what some of this stuff is. So that's why it kind of annoys me.
Yeah. That said, I have totally done it. I have my own personal one that I put out that does it and shows me how much I've been using. And it does like, I want the vanity things of like total cost and things like that and how many tokens and how many
There's a
messages and things. That's
there's
cool.
a there's a better way, a less cynical way to look at that as well. You want to be aware of what your usage is, so that way you can compare it to what was delivered, right?
Hmm. And that's
But
what this
yes,
does. It
yes,
like
exactly.
maps it to, okay, you did a bunch of stuff. What did you do? And like, what can we actually show? And so it does like, it uses AI to like write like, oh, this week, this is what I was focused on. And here's the PRs. I ran this like midweek
Yep.
and haven't run it since. So there's only 2 that week, but like a normal week has like a dozen or more pretty big PRs.
Yeah, and
Um,
this is to me. So to me, this is also this kind of view here, which is the total package, which is what I guess I was saying that I wish Codex and other tools would provide built in,
mhm.
is super beneficial, especially to engineers who are maybe newer to what they're doing, because this is the type of log that you should be keeping, so that way when you have conversations with your boss
Mhm.
and you are having conversations about career progression and raises, and you're doing your quarterly reviews or your yearly reviews or whatever it is your company does, you have receipts on this is what I accomplished, this is what I did, right?
Mhm.
This is great. And part of what this does, so this is the less cynical view of tracking these metrics. Now you have also, this is what I delivered, this is the benefit I brought to the company, but also here's the expenses that I cost the company, and you can weigh those, right?
Yeah.
Those, so there are benefits, and this is a great thing that you're keeping here. And did you build this report with Sessions, or is Sessions involved in this?
Sessions is not involved in this at all. actually,
So,
but it
I
is
mean,
using the same data
sessions,
source.
yeah, I was gonna say sessions should, this is something I would think that sessions should be able to output close some of it, at
Mm,
least some of the data there. It should for sure be able to output, well, maybe it can't drive all of the weekly highlights data there, but yeah, I would have thought sessions would be used for this. Because this is kind of the report that I'm generating. I'm not going into the depth that you are from the metrics standpoint,
hmm.
but and I was for sure going to start looking at sessions to replace the skill I have.
Interesting. Yeah, I will consider that. That's a good idea that I didn't even think of. For it, I've been like vamping because I just pushed an update to it to like add a whole bunch of fancy graphs and stuff, but it's still running. Anyway, yeah, you want to talk about sessions then?
Yeah, let's go because I think we briefly talked about it, but yeah, no, that'd be cool to go over it.
Oh yeah, wait, not request. What was it? Oh yeah, we did talk about it already. But yeah, just to highlight, it's just a tool to like a CLI and MCP server that will give you session information, and specifically you can search for where was I talking about something, because I
Yeah,
talk in so many different projects and like so many different work trees and things that sessions and decisions that I made or things like that get lost, and so this just gives the AI a way to be able to do it, and it gives you a couple of additional skills and stuff installed, so that it can search and find different things. And it does kind of do a stand up thing. I forgot about that. So it'll kind of give you that like yesterday and today, like terse bullets that you can put in like a Slack message or something.
yep,
Um, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. You want to? There's
I
another tool I built. If you want to talk about that now.
let's save that one for the end because I want
Okay,
to spend some time on that because I want you to really, I want to kind of see your usage if you can show it.
perfect.
Um, so I have, oh, I have two more news items that I wanted to chat about. Unless you want to play the guessing game again, do you think you can guess what one of them is? I don't
Mm,
think you can, but we'll see.
um, let's see. Give me a small clue.
Okay, one involves Microsoft.
Okay. I mean, is it their change in billing?
No,
Oh,
although that's a good one, but I don't. I honestly don't care about Copilot, so I didn't even think about
yeah.
bringing it up.
Uh, it's honestly worthwhile for anyone using Copilot to
To pay
switch
attention
to a
to.
subsidized Claude or
Yes,
whatever while they're still
figuring it
available.
out.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably something to do with their build conference that I didn't pay any attention to.
Yes, it was one of the announcements there.
Okay.
So it's Microsoft Scout. Have you heard anything about Microsoft Scout?
Yeah, the name is so forgettable. I probably did and just forgot about it.
So it's there. It's Microsoft's always on built-in agent. So
Mm.
essentially, open their OpenClaw. So they
Oh.
essentially introduced a tool, built into their tool sets. That's going to be, their version of OpenClaw.
Mm-hmm.
It looks super interesting. This is, I think the end user dream for most people that are not in AI, land day to day as a coder,
Mm-hmm.
where they just have these tools built in. There's a pretty cool, example video they had. It did make me think that so next week is Apple WWDC. They're supposed to announce a new version of Siri. I still just don't think they're going to be able to make it as useful as I would like it to be, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I thought the Microsoft Scout tool was pretty interesting, and
You mean
I'm looking forward to having some of those things built in rather than for some of the things there's things I would just like it to be like, okay, the operating system has this stuff. I don't have to try and go hook up all these different MCP servers to get at this information.
mm-hmm.
Just go build me a daily report of what emails I should be paying attention to, what meetings do I have, etc. Like that should just be something the operating system's doing, and not me trying to hack together MCP servers and yada yada yada. So that's why I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean that is a dream for sure. And I felt like Claude Desktop was going that way for a long time, but it feels pretty stalled right now. I don't use it.
I
Um, yeah.
I used it a bit. I was using Cowork, and then it was such a pain in the ass from my perspective to get, excuse me, to get at things that I cared about or
Mm-hmm.
get things hooked up. And it's so much easier to just get them hooked up in Cloud Code that I was like, nope, I'll just do it all in Cloud Code. Like whatever. Even I mean, this most of the stuff I'm doing there in some cases that have nothing to do with writing code, but it's just so much easier to have Cloud Code. You like there was a couple of things around GitHub that were just weird, where it was like I couldn't get the authentication to work properly in Cloud Cowork, but the fact that I have the GitHub CLI hooked up to my account in Cloud Code it could use different tools easier.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever heard of xe.dev?
Oh, I want to say I have, but I don't remember. I think I might have like briefly looked at something before.
This looks interesting. It looks relatively cheap. 50 VMs for $20. But I know people that are running like Claude's or Hermes agents in this
Yeah,
rather than locally, and then giving it access to all the things and using that as like an in the cloud safer way without giving it like
right.
you have to manually give it access to anything, so it's a little more
But
controlled.
it's still that what I was talking about, which is like, oh, I've got to go set up this MCP server, and
Oh, I know.
maybe it makes that easier. Probably not, but
Well, no, it doesn't, because I was having this discussion, and like a big thing would for me would be like I want you to know what people are saying in Slack, and I
yes,
want you to be able. I want to like that's something I do with Claude all the time. Is like, hey, let's talk about this thread. Help me come up with a response. Do
yeah,
the research, and then I'll come up with a response. Things like that. And to get like a claw in there that can do that, you have to install it as like a Slack bot, and then
right.
give it like
It's like you can,
credentials.
yeah.
And
It,
that just, I mean, you have everybody in Slack, and then everybody in Slack has one or more Slack bots.
I will say, I Microsoft Scout probably. I know they did a handful of things before with some AI stuff, and like the security around it was pretty horrific.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they learned their lesson. I don't know. I think this is probably why I'll be slightly disappointed with Siri, with their announcement. Maybe I won't, but maybe Apple feels like they take things. They go slower because they're trying to do things in a more secure way.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. But yeah, that could be. I get it. Like it's funny. There's definitely a spectrum of people that I work with who are they don't run Claude anywhere on their machine other than unless it's sandboxed in a Docker container, and they're specifically giving it the access it needs to the X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. Like some people are way more security conscious than others. I just I don't want to sit there and fight with it. I'm like, come on, let's get some shit done. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
give you this access. I am going to probably watch you a little bit closer because I'm giving you this access, for from a work perspective.
Yeah.
But on my personal machines, I'm pretty probably a little more open than I should be. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't have time to. I don't want to mess with stuff like that.
I just brought this up because it did finally update, but
Oh
like
wow,
it adds a bunch of graphs and stuff, shows the token usage, spikes quite a bit. These are the weeks I'm traveling, probably.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Sessions per week, and then like this is pretty cool. Like seeing, Codex just having some crazy spikes in there lately.
I fought with Codex. It wasn't this week, and it wasn't last week. Maybe it was the week before.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I should figure out how to use Codex, and I pulled Codex down, and then I was like, how do I connect this to Bedrock? And well, are there models on there that I can use? And like there are, and I just like I got it. I thought I got it hooked up, and then it was giving me errors, and I was having conversations about what the errors were, and they were enough to where I was like, no, I'm done. I don't want to deal with this
Cool.
anymore.
Sorry, I'm just live testing. Like, did it work with dark mode for these SVGs and things?
I so is this a tool that you could share with me? Because I would like to
Mm-hmm.
like I don't think I do enough sessions. I think I leave sessions running too long and do too many things within a session.
Mm-hmm.
So I that would be something interesting to track for myself. Would be like I feel like I almost do a session per day,
Yeah,
which seems slightly crazy,
it
but
is crazy.
I think it's mostly because I'm working on a specific thing that is they're tiny, especially for what I'm doing in the day job. Is it's just tiny things. Like it's like I need
Mm-hmm.
you to go do this. Okay, now this task is I need you to go do it's within the same project. Um, but yeah, that'd be something I would want to track.
Yeah. Well, you just gave me an idea. I think I'm going to roll this into the sessions tool so it's easier. And then,
Sweet.
like, what this does right now is it just generates a JSON file. Um, and then I have
Right.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
custom page that loads that. And it actually puts it into a GitHub gist, a secret GitHub gist. And then it just triggers Cloudflare to rebuild my site. And that pulls in the gist and redeploys based on that.
Yeah.
So I think I could do both, where it can give you the JSON or like build up an HTML file and just
I
deliver
think
it
you
to you.
could, yeah, like if you have something that builds out the JSON, and then you're like, hey, here's a bare bones template that you could layer on top of it. That would be
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, that. Uh, anyways, yeah, I totally forgot what I was gonna say, but it wasn't that important. So let me talk about the one last piece of news, which is not something that we need to talk about deeply, or at all. I just wanted to
Oh,
mention it,
these are the best.
and I'm not even sure the link points to a Twitter fucking post. So obviously there's not. Although I think there is a Cloudflare link within the Twitter post that may go into more details. But they're saying that agents now outnumber humans in online traffic.
I did see this. Yeah. Are we here? Is this the dead internet finally
Yes,
here?
where it's essentially flipped and it's just going to start training on its own garbage.
You're absolutely right.
But yeah, no, it the problem was the article talked about bots, and it's like, okay, are you bots have always been a thing on the internet, and I'm sure they're massive with the bot traffic is insanely massive because
Mm-hmm.
everybody's training their freaking models. But it was unclear to me, are they literally talking about people's agents running on their machines trying to get info slash do the things they're trying to do. But that was the thing that wasn't clear to me, but it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what will change. I mean, everything is changing, right? Like, so much of my job these days is like, how do I make sure that agents can read this properly and work
Yeah.
with this properly? The agentic experience is real. And so that's interesting. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Everything just feels so much in flux right now. And
Yeah, it changes over and over. I
uh huh.
mean, one week all of the model companies and their CEOs are telling us that we're going to lose our jobs, and then the next week they're telling us, "Oh, you're not going to lose your job." So it's just over and over.
Yeah. But you're gonna have knowledge. Like, intelligence is gonna be a utility that you pay
Yeah,
for.
that I pay for.
Yeah, that'll be.
Thank God. All right, let's talk about Fleet. I want to know how you're using it, because this is definitely a tool I'm interested in, because
Yeah.
I I'm not sure like what my challenge is. I'm wondering how much I will use it, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've talked. I think we've briefly talked about my use case, or my setup is I literally use the hell is Apple's thing called, where you can use the keyboard your keyboard and mouse on another computer. But anyways,
Oh, continuity.
continuity. So I have my work laptop here, and then it's driving. I use its mouse and keyboard to drive my personal computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have. So it's like I have the work laptop, and I have an agent working there. But then my other agent that I'm managing is usually on that other machine. So
Yeah.
it's rare that although I do have cases where I am running multiple agents, et cetera, across different things on a single machine, and I think that's where Fleet comes in, right?
On a single machine. It's
On a
for
single machine, correct?
yeah. It's for when you have when you're talking to Claude multiple times throughout the day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I wrote up a blog post about it, but let me just show you how I use it. Move this over here. Can you see my? Oops. There. You see my
Yep.
terminal now, right?
Yes.
So I'm in Claude. I'm talking, and you can see I didn't know that you could do this. I might actually be getting cut off
I think
in
it
the
might.
stream.
Yeah, I think maybe the
That's okay.
little banner at the top is cutting
Yeah.
off your
It's because I have
the important parts.
aerospace. Makes everything max.
Oh, frick aerospace.
Oh
But
my God,
anyways,
it did it again. Okay, there. This is the fun thing, watching the window management. All right. I didn't know that you could do this, but in Tmux you can have multiple status lines.
okay. Yeah, I was wondering. Like,
Yeah,
got a lot going on there.
that's what this is. This is Fleet right here integrating itself into my Tmux.
Yep.
And this is telling me that I have sessions, like Claude sessions right now in the AuthKit project, CLI, skills, and tokens that all have responded. Like I haven't read their message, the last message that they sent, but they're done.
Okay.
But CLI is asking me a question.
Okay. So
And-
that's requires action from your end.
Yes. And if one of these were asking for like a tool use thing, like permission to use something, that would pop up as like a warning sign, yellow. But the question, let's like click over there. So I can click up here and it will show me immediately what happened. And so, I'm here and it's asking me a question. So in this CLI, it's asking me like, given this, what do you want to do? And I can say, I'll just say dedicated. And so now this should disappear. Yep. It disappeared from there. And now it's back to running. So when it's done running, it'll go back. And so that's like a way that I can keep track without like, some people set up like dinging noises and things. And I've literally run, I've run 36 agents at once.
Yep.
And having them constantly dinging at me and not knowing.
No,
like,
I would be. No.
And I'm in meetings like 99% of my day now. So that wouldn't be good. So I'd rather have like a visual thing like, oh, look, CLI asked me another question. So it popped right back up and it's asking me right there. I'm going to leave that one because I'm not actually reading, but I'll come back to it. And then another piece of it is like, it creates a TUI and I put it into a Tmux pop-up. So I can pop it up over everything here and I can get basically a more insightful view of this and see what's going on.
Because you can go through each and get a preview. Yep.
I can go through each and get a preview. But a cool thing is like, you see the middle section here. This is the name or the brief summary that Claude came up for the session that's going. Because in these, like you can see I have multiple auth kits, multiple CLIs. That's just different Claude sessions I have running in those Tmux sessions.
Okay.
And this gives me like an insight into, this skills one, we're creating a WorkOS authentication setup prompt. This one, we're evaluating switching CLI from Node.js to Button. So I can see like where things are, like which one it actually is. But then I also have like the preview window here where I can see exactly what's going on in the prompt, like what it's waiting for.
Yep.
And so in this one, it just said like repo. And here you can see like this one, I have a message like kind of queued up that I've started working on. It's just using like a preview of the Tmux pane to show me that. But you can take it a step further as well. So I can bring up this dashboard and I can be like, in here, we're looking at this and I can hit I to go into pass-through mode. And now or insert mode, like if you're in Vim.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can just start typing and I can actually like send that to that one.
Very cool.
It will go. And then I can hit escape and go back into like watching mode or normal mode. Yeah. And now that one's working. Wherever it was. Where is it here? Yeah. That one is working and it's done now. So it popped up as green. And so I don't even have to like navigate to those if I don't want to. If I just want to like be focused on one project, but then like push another one forward. Yeah. I can be in here and be like, quickly, I'll go in here and I will add in some new lines and we'll send that, and do whatever.
This is
And
awesome.
yeah, so it's a nice little dashboard for being able to do that. It'll show everything that's working. And so it does it in a couple of different ways. It's when you install it, you have to run like fleet install, and it sets itself up as a Claude plugin so that
Okay.
it sets up hooks so that
Yeah.
it knows when things are happening in Claude. I'm building in support for Codex and Pi too, so that's coming. But it knows what's happening, and then it also it has like a install thing where it'll go and put into your tmux config this menu bar or sorry, this status line.
Status line.
So it'll just automatically be there, and it like does it in a fenced way, so you can run like a remove, and it'll remove it too. So if you don't like it, you can get rid of it
Yeah.
in both cases. And so it sets it up like that, and then you can just run fleet and go. And that's like it's just a command line. If I just run fleet like from here, I think it just pops up the TUI, and so you could run it from anywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to start using this. I think I want to say I didn't. I was looking at trying to build out a TMUX manager to try and solve this problem, but this is
Mm-hmm.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, give it a try, or steal it and make it your own.
Yeah.
That's cool
Well,
too.
I'd rather just like try and feed stuff back if I think of some changes or whatever. But no, this is awesome.
Yeah, and I only have 7 agents running right now, but like think of dozens in here.
Yeah.
It's really easy to work with, and I think no, I didn't set that up yet. Oh no, I did. If I wanted to like filter, I can filter down to different ones.
Oh, cool. And then, can you navigate to one to where it fills the TMUX session or does essentially the window whatever navigation on TMUX in the back end, or no?
Okay, I'm not understanding.
So like in this case, let's say you're like, oh, I actually want to go to skills and I want it to take over the not the pop up, but the back end, the behind the scene,
Oh,
behind
yeah.
the window. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can just do like if I wanted to go to skills, I can just hit enter, and now
yeah,
that's
yeah.
skills.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
This isn't really a. Oh, there was one other tool that I like. Since we're talking about TMUX, this is separate, but it maybe should be similar or the same.
Mm-hmm.
I've for a long time in my dot files, I've had a TM command that would let you like create or switch to an existing TMUX session. It was just an easier way to do that. I completely rewrote that too to be just as cool.
Okay.
And so like you can run it by just typing TM. But I also have that pop up in a TMUX pop-up as well.
Okay.
I do like lazy git. This is lazy git in a TMUX pop-up. I always do like, I don't know. I just like TMUX pop-ups for bring things up to my attention right now.
I did the same thing. So
Yeah.
I use Sesh though.
Oh, you use Sesh? Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Josh's tool is super cool. This is a much simpler one, but it has a cool UI now. And so if I hit prefix S, it shows me like previews of it, and I can use like Control HJKRL or the arrow keys or whatever to go to it. And I can be like, oh, I want to go to CLI. So I can just start typing and that'll take up full screen. But if I started typing something that doesn't exist, I can just hit that. And now I have a John session.
Okay.
And can switch between those now. So it's almost like a command tab, but in TMUX.
Yeah, I like that. So I mean, Sesh doesn't really do this. That's more replacing that you said that pops up whenever you do prefix S, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I like that a lot. I use the default prefix S that whatever TMUX ships with, and it's okay. But this is actually cool.
Yeah, and you can hit Control D. I can kill that John session. Yeah.
Cool. This is awesome, man.
Thanks. Yeah,
Sweet.
having fun building CLIs. It's
I know,
it's a thing.
those are things like I would personally never have probably spent time building any kind of tools that and I haven't really built a lot of tools, but I have done a handful of things to try and tweak my CLI session, and it was
Mm-hmm.
never a thing that I would mess with. But now it's like, if I got a little bit of time, or and I'm not using my current, Claude Max payment stuff, and for something else, I'm like, hey, why don't you go and see if you can fix this problem for me?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's sweet. I'm gonna definitely go and play with Fleet now.
Oh, there was one other thing I was going to show you. Totally, totally just random.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a this is a browser called Polypane, which I really like for development
Mm-hmm.
because it gives you a bunch of extra dev tools. But I wanted to show you in here. I just redid my site and I used Impeccable, which I think we've talked about. Maybe not on stream
Not on
before.
here, but yeah,
Yeah,
you've mentioned it.
yeah. So I redid my site with Impeccable, and I really like it. As like I don't know, it's more fun than what I had before. Looks more like a designer looked at it rather than me. But this isn't what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the open graph images that it generates. And this is one that because I have like a tool right here, or sorry, a hero image right here,
Yeah.
it puts that in there. So that's like what it looks like. But I want to show you. I think this is so funny, and my wife can't believe I actually shipped this. But if I go to a site that doesn't have a hero image, like or a
Mm-hmm.
page, uh, this is what it looks like. Oh, is it not going to load? Well, that's lame. There we go.
Very nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Very professional, very business.
So what? So this is so this is like if somebody shared a link and a tool knows how to
Hmm.
essentially build out the card.
Yeah.
The
This is what it would
okay,
look like on
yeah,
X, on
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah,
on
yeah.
in Slack. Yeah.
So if it has a hero, it'll put the hero in it. If it doesn't, it's
Yes.
going to show you essentially presenting yourself to
Well, when you put it like that, I was at KCDC last year and they offered free headshots to speakers. And this is one of the headshots that I got.
people. Nice. Definitely screams Nick. All right, man. Well, that was about all I had this week.
Cool. Yeah, same. It's great talking to you. Let's try and do it again next week.
Yeah, I don't have any travel. I don't think you have any travel. I think maybe we'll get 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Later.
See ya.